What is up, YouTube? It's Aras Rabar here, and thought I'd drop in and tell you guys a little about what's going on, how my diet and training is going. I'm currently 7 weeks out of the Arnold Classic Ohio. Very excited. It's the first time they're having Classic Physique. Obviously, Classic Physique is new, but last year they didn't include it in the Arnold Classic. I planned on doing it when I left the Olympia, but I found out that they didn't have it. So I'm really excited, hoping to kick off 2018 with a win there. It's been a good start of the year. If you guys haven't seen already, I made it on the cover of Flex. This was actually a photo shoot Flex magazine did after the Olympia. I was still in Vegas. This was 2 days after the Olympia. Looked a lot better, I think, in my opinion, than I did on stage, unfortunately, but that's bodybuilding for you guys. It's a science. But it's an honor. I'm flattered. You know, I looked at this magazine when I was a kid, and not only is it a big deal in my opinion to be on the cover, but also I'm the first non-open bodybuilder, if that makes sense, to be on the cover, meaning they always had only open bodybuilders and 212 competitors, and I think they had like NFL and NBA players. I love that shot right there, that side chest. I was just a lot fuller. My body got some rest. I was drier. I was shot for the Olympia. I was dehydrated. I didn't have carbs for many days. Whoops. So yeah, you know, you live and you learn. I won't make that mistake again. Really excited about the Arnold. A lot of people have been asking me what my diet's like, what my training's like, what I'm doing differently. You know, I've been evolving as a bodybuilder, as an athlete. Even when I wasn't competing, you know, when I was just training out of love and passion, I've been evolving every single year. You learn more about your body, and especially in these diets, in these strenuous diets, you learn more. So not so much has drastically changed. I'm definitely pushing the envelope with conditioning. I mean, I always tried to get really conditioned, but I think in 2017 Olympia, I could have been more conditioned. That's completely aside from being flat and depleted. If I was fuller, I would have looked more conditioned. If you're, let's just say hypothetically, you have someone that's 6% body fat, but the muscle is flat, it's not pushed to the surface, they're not gonna look 6%, they'll look like they're 7 or 8%. But if they're 6% and the muscle is full pushed to the surface and they're dry, they might look 5%. So that's a big factor when you're, how you look considering body fat. So right now, 7 weeks out, I wake up every morning. I do 50 minutes of fasted cardio, pretty much empty stomach besides caffeine, yohimbe, tyrosine, and branched chain amino acids. I take 2 scoops of branched chain. So that is protein, that is calories. A lot of people will say it's not fasted. No problem. I started my prep, I started the fasted cardio with 3 to 4 ounces of chicken breast. It's a good way to not waste muscle. You know, you're still gonna get the benefits. It's not exactly fasted, but you're still gonna get leaner. So I do 50 minutes of cardio every morning. I mix it up between elliptical, stairs, and treadmill. This morning I did 35 minutes on the stairs, and I try to do most of it not holding on, but as I get closer to the show, I'm more tired, and also sometimes my legs are really sore. I trained calves yesterday, so they were giving me a hard time on the stairs. Sometimes I'll hold on or lean forward. Then I finished off with 15 minutes of walking on an incline. After that, I usually do abs and I stretch. Come home, I have 2 meals. First meal is steak. It's about 7-8 ounces of fairly lean steak. I changed from filet mignon to flank steak. It's my favorite meal. I love my steak medium rare. If you guys follow me on IG, you see it. It's like blood red. With vegetables, about 1.5 to 2 cups of cooked vegetables, and that's it. It's actually not a big meal. And then meal number 2 is 7 ounces of chicken breast or whitefish with half a cup of rice, like 25 grams of carbs, and then I go train. I usually wait about an hour and change, and I train. And then at the end of my workout, again, branched chains, glutamine. I'll do 20 minutes of cardio after my workout. So now we're at an hour and 10 minutes a day. The only day I don't do the 2 sessions is on leg day. I've only been doing the morning cardio. And then tomorrow on leg day, I think I'm gonna skip that too, just because I don't want my legs, when I get closer, to flatten out and wither away. Legs are carrying your body weight all the time. You're training them really hard, hopefully, and then you're doing tons of cardio, and you're on low calories. So you got to really be careful and take a look at the quads. What I really, let me finish my daily diet, and then I'll tell you what I do for leg day. So post-workout is my highest carb meal, which is a cup of rice. I know it sounds really, really low, and I am low. I'm at about 75 grams of carbs a day. And some people flip out and they're like, oh, that's too low. And, there's bikini competitors that eat more than that. But at the same time, I'm not trying to have a beach body. I'm not trying to get lean. I'm trying to get shredded to the bone. So, there's no holding back. I rather get ready sooner and then be able to eat a little bit more or whatever the case may be than push myself and starve myself towards the last few weeks. So I don't believe in that coasting or cruising or taking your sweet ass time. And I also don't really necessarily believe in a 3-month prep. It depends on your conditioning. I think 12 weeks is a lot of time if you're in good condition, but it's not enough time if you're not. I'd say I've been eating, it's hard to say when I started this prep because I've been eating so clean since the Olympia. I would say at least 4 months. I really started being super strict in the cardio and everything. So not 3 months out, 4 months out. So that's 3 meals in. And then the last 3, I even cut it down. I'm only eating 5 meals now. The last 2 meals are just protein and a quarter cup of nuts, about 18-20 grams of fat. I usually have almonds, sometimes almonds and cashews. So the last 2 meals are 7 to 8 ounces. Now they're cut down to 7. They were 8 of chicken or whitefish. And I also threw in sushi grade tuna, like raw tuna. All of this comes from NutriChef. They send me my food twice a week, Sundays and Wednesdays. So I get steak, tuna, chicken, whitefish, sweet potato, white rice. They have a slew of other things on their menu, but that's all I get from them now. And they send me veggies from time to time, but I just cook my veggies on my own, fresh every morning. And with the veggies, I do onions, not too much though, because they bloat you. Squash, zucchini, cauliflower, and that's about it. Some broccoli slaw. I don't like real big broccoli, but I'll buy the shredded broccoli. It's good to cook with, and it's also good to use in a salad. It makes it like crunchier and filling. So that's it. That's my diet. On leg days, I do a high carb day. So it was 350 carbs, all clean carbs, similar diet, just added carbs. So first meal, 0 carbs now. It would have carbs. Second meal would have more carbs. Third meal, same, a cup. I would also have carbs during my training. So on that day, I would have 50, 60 grams of carbs while I train with branched chains and glutamine. And I would eat about 350 on leg days. Now the past week or 2 weeks, it's been 260. So tomorrow I'll have 260 grams of carbs. And then I always would take off after legs to let them rest and let them recover. And I've been trying to improve my legs, which I have. You guys will see in 7 weeks. But since I've been doing the high day and I'm closer to the show, to utilize that glycogen, to utilize the carbs that I ate, I don't take off now. The past week I've been doing this. I train chest. And I noticed a huge difference. This week my chest was a lot fuller. I had a really good chest workout. So yeah, the 260 carbs is not a lot for me, and my legs are going to use it all, and I'll burn off a lot of it for energy. But at the same time, it's almost 4 times the amount that I eat daily. So it is a good amount of glycogen, a good amount of carbs. So the day after, when I normally would take off, I do chest and I utilize more of that glycogen. And I notice the difference dramatically. And that's it. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. If needed, I'll increase cardio a little bit, but I think at this rate, I'm getting leaner and leaner by each week. My weight's coming down a lot easier this prep. 2 things that I've done different. I used to have vegetables in like every meal. A lot of coaches will tell you, oh, vegetables you don't need to measure, you can eat abundance. I don't agree. Food is food. Vegetables still do have calories, and believe it or not, I've ran 0 carbs and had a lot of veggies, and my muscles were full from the veggies and sodium. So now I'm only having the vegetables in meal 1 and meal 4. The rest of the meals, I don't have any vegetables in. So is it hard? Absolutely. It's mind over matter. I meditate. I have coffee or decaf coffee. And here, this is actually like hot chocolate for me. What I put was unsweetened cocoa powder. So it's, chocolate powder unsweetened with a little cinnamon, coffee, or if at nighttime you have a sweet tooth, you could use decaf. and stevia. I used vanilla extract stevia from Whole Foods in this one. And what really takes it over the top, makes it taste really good, is unsweetened almond milk, which I don't have now. I had it all the way up until last week. I cut it out. It's not bad. You could still have it during prep. I think a whole cup is like 3 grams of fat. So in this, you'd put half a cup and the rest water. But if you guys aren't on diet, it's a really, really good trick. Use almond milk, stevia, decaf coffee, regular coffee, or if you don't like coffee, just the cocoa powder. It's basically hot chocolate without the sugar. So the veggies I've cut dramatically. I have less bloat. I have a flatter stomach, and also I just feel like, it expands your stomach. The more you eat, the more accustomed you are to having big meals, the more hungry you're going to be. So now sometimes I'll eat 7 ounces of protein and a quarter cup of nuts for meal 4 or 5, and that's it. And I eat it slower, and then I just take my mind off it and I walk away. It's really getting sub 6-7% body fat, really getting into the 5s and 4s is really, it's all mental. I mean, having a beach body and being in shape, you guys could do that all year round. The year before, I competed the first time in 2014, but I'd been dieting for 20 years. So in 2013, I have a picture somewhere. I got to dig it up and post it. I dieted the whole summer. I partied, I went out, I drank. I used to drink recreationally. I ate out at restaurants 2-3 days a week. But I had a rule. I wouldn't eat any carbohydrates out because they have oil and butter and you don't measure them. So I would eat protein and vegetables and salads everywhere I went, and I would eat my carbs pre and or post training only. I did HIIT cardio, and I walked around the whole summer, 6% body fat, living the life. I was hanging out at the beach, going to clubs, doing everything, hanging out with girls, and I was in amazing shape for the whole entire summer. So I don't think, a lot of people will say like, oh, I do if it fits your macros, I do this, I do that. Everything works, Every Mr. Olympia in the past 30 years had a different style of training, different style of diet. It was their hard work that got them where they were. So any type of diet you guys want to do, you guys can do flexible dieting, if it fits your macros. I'm not a fan of it for myself, but you can definitely get in good shape. But being in world-class bodybuilding shape is a different story. So for me, a lot of variables, it's easier for me to be super, super strict and eat less. I've evolved, as I said, every single year, every single show, and now I'm really getting to a good place. I feel really good in this prep. I didn't feel great in Olympia prep. I was really drained. I was really tired. I'm actually eating less now, and I feel better. It's weird. I think it's the fats. I didn't have enough fats in my diet. If you guys don't have enough fats, you're gonna feel like crap. Carbs, when you're training hard and you're dieting, they just burn through. Like the difference with 75 and 120, 130 grams of carbs isn't much. It can spike your insulin, it can hamper fat loss, but it doesn't give you that much energy and fuel. Whereas fats, a little bit of fat goes a long way. And also for you guys that are listening, cholesterol from fat is what produces testosterone when you sleep. So that's a big factor. You're gonna feel like crap when you don't have fat. Another big thing that I'm not doing this prep, excuse me, it's so good, is HIIT. I'm a huge advocate of HIIT. I think HIIT is amazing. I've made videos on HIIT. HIIT burns much more fat, but it burns a lot of glycogen. The reason I'm not doing HIIT is thus far, I've been making good progress with not doing HIIT, with doing steady state, but I change it. I don't do the same boring, consistent cardio. I'll walk fast sometimes, or I'll walk slower on an incline. I'll switch it up. I don't use my hands on machines except for when I'm really tired on the stairs, as I told you. My hands are orange. They look discolored. But the reason I didn't do HIIT, I haven't done HIIT yet this prep. If I feel like I'm behind and I need to get leaner, I'll do it. But I'm really being careful with my quads. I want to keep my quads as big as I can. I've made a big improvement since the Olympia. This is the biggest they've ever been, the densest they've ever been. I got cross striations in my teardrop and my outer quad already, and they came out at like 8.5 weeks out. So I don't want to mess around too much. If I'm getting leaner at a consistent state, I'm not gonna throw in HIIT unless I really, really need to. And if so, I'm not gonna do crazy amounts. You guys know me for always advocating it, and I still do. I think it's great, but everything has its own time and place. Also, HIIT on the spin bike will build your quads. It can make your quads bigger. If you look at cyclists, they have enormous quads, but not when you're at a calorie deficit. when you're drained and you're doing a lot of cardio and not eating a lot and training legs really, really hard, you're more prone to flattening them out. So that's pretty much it. What will change? I don't know. I don't have a plan like next week I'll do this, the week after. I play it by ear. I see what I look like every couple days, every week. I see my progress. A main thing for me is the scale. I need the scale to come down consistently a week, 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week, because again, in Classic Physique, we have a weight limit. So everyone asks me about what my weight is and what the weight limit is. In 2016, it was 205. 2017, it was 210. Now they raised it another 5 pounds. For classic bodybuilding, at my height, 5'10", those guys were all like 220 and up, 230, like the Lee Labrada, Samir Banouts. I mean, Arnold was 6 feet, I think, and he was like 245, so he was 20 pounds over the classic division weight requirement. So I think they need to go up a little bit. I don't think we're anywhere near tapping into the open class. For me to be open, we're 215 this year in Classic Physique. I would have to be 250, 260 minimum to get looked at with my height, to fill out my frame, to be an open bodybuilder. So I think that the added weight is a plus. I did not try to get bigger. I have not tried to put on weight. The way I view it is it just gives me more leeway to make weight. I don't have to suffer or suck down to make weight. But at this rate, I'm going to make weight easily, no problem. I just try to improve my back and my legs without really getting much bigger or letting the scale go up. I don't let myself get too heavy in the off season. You guys know I always eat clean. And, I love junk food. I'm a fat kid at heart. But at the end of the day, one, health is a big thing for me. I don't want to eat a lot of processed garbage foods. And two, I can't get away with it. If I ate pizza and burgers in the off season, I turn into a fat bastard. So some people could get away with it. I can't. I enjoy myself. I still enjoy my meals, but I stayed really, really clean and really, really tight. And I even kept doing fasted cardio. And people were asking me why. Since I was an amateur, after a lot of preps, I would blow up. I would gain a lot of water and just get really bloated, because you go from no carbs to super clean to fasted cardio, all of a sudden to stopping fasted cardio, eating tons of junk and enjoying yourself and lots of sodium. You blow up. You retain a lot of water. And I didn't want that to happen because it looks like crap, and also I have photo shoots and appearances and stuff. So after the Olympia, I kept doing fasted cardio, and I was on keto. It was just an easy way for me to not retain water from the carbs. Now, the fasted cardio wasn't hard like it is now, because even though I was on keto, I wasn't on a strict diet for a show. I was eating a surplus of food, so I felt great. So the fasted cardio for me just became a part of my daily routine. It was really enjoyable. It felt weird not doing it. I wake up, I go start my day with that. It kind of warms me up, it loosens me up, I stretch afterwards. I enjoyed it. So I did it all the way up until now, up until the show. Here and there, I might have taken a few days off, but for the most part, I did fasted cardio every day. I like it. I think it's a good way to start the day. A lot of people argue about, they've proven that fasted cardio isn't as effective. It's effective, it works, but even if it's not more effective, I would still do it, because if you don't do fasted cardio, when are you going to do it? You're going to do it after training or at nighttime, and I don't like doing nighttime cardio if I don't have to. Going back to the gym for another session at night, because at night after my training, I'm already shot, and I do cardio after I train. So when you're trying to get super, super lean, usually I break cardio into 2 sessions. It really makes a big difference. So this was a little bit of insight. I'm going to try to film legs for you guys tomorrow. If I do so, the video will be out this week coming up. Hope you enjoy it. If you guys have any questions or any requests for videos, post below. I'll try to take a look when I get a chance, and I'll make some more for you guys. Till next time.